Good morning to all. Good morning, and thank you so much for being here. I will begin with the official opening of today's ceremony. Honorable Sean Edward, Minister for Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training. Mr. Cletus Springer, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Ms. Sarah Walter, Interim Region Representative, USAID, Eastern and Southern Caribbean Mission. Dr. Merle St. Clair Auguste, Acting Principal of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Officials of the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Youth Development. Mr. Kurt Harris, Acting Vice Principal of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Mr. Christopher Roberts, Chief of Party World Education, Inc., Mr. Royston Emmanuel, World Education, Inc., Education Manager, managers, academic heads, and staff of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Ms. Chantel Peter, General Secretary of the St. Lucia Teachers Union, and Mrs. Marvel Lubin, the Public Relations Officer. Officials of the Taiwan Technical Mission, specially invited guests, the viewing public, good morning, bonjour, bienvenidos, welcome to all. Good morning. And welcome again to the launch of the Edtech Makerspace Design and Implementation course. How very exciting it is to launch this project, as it affords over 200 scholarships to teachers around the island in the hope that it will help in improving teacher effectiveness in the use of technology in the classroom instruction. Thank you all for being here this morning, and please let me invite Mr. Christopher Roberts with the welcome remarks.
Thank you very much, Madam Master of Ceremonies. This is a very short ceremony, so I am going to adopt the protocols that have been established. On behalf of World Education, Inc. and the St. Lucia Connected Initiative, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you today to this ceremony, which launches an exciting new program for St. Lucian educators offered through the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College's innovative e-learning academy program. It is extremely fitting to do so during the month that we honor St. Lucia's two Nobel laureates, Sir Derek Walcott and Sir William Arthur Lewis, both of whom left us a legacy of academic and creative excellence, and a deep recognition that human capital investment is the primary pathway to social and economic development. The importance of quality education is of paramount importance, particularly in a digital age where advances in technology continue to transform and shape our labor market and economy, and ensures that greater levels of efficiency are required to ensure innovation and to ensure that we remain competitive. How should the education sector prepare our young people for successful entry into the current and future job market? And how should it train and prepare our young people to create opportunities for themselves? Are the questions that would have been posed during the co-creation phase of the St. Lucia Connect Ed initiative. At the very heart of this initiative is the ultimate goal of shaping our education system to achieve the development of our students as digital literacy leaders. The St. Lucia Connect Ed intervention touches on the key elements of this transformation by, one, ensuring that our students are active participants in their learning, engaging in learning activities that foster collaboration, thereby contributing to the key attributes of creativity, innovation, problem solving, self-confidence, and communication skills. All of which, by the way, are key life skills that are required for successful careers. 2, ensuring that our educators improve the effectiveness of their instructional delivery and are comfortable in the use of digital tools. 3, supporting the development of learning content that is engaging, relevant, and contributing to experiential learning. And 4, being able to measure improvements in student digital competencies. These are all very exciting building blocks that can serve as a catalyst for bridging the gap between our educational system and the demands of the 21st century workforce. World Education, Inc. is definitely pleased to be implementing this project on behalf of the Department of Education. As a private, nonprofit organization headquartered in Boston, World Education, Inc. has worked in several challenging parts of our globe to improve the lives and livelihoods of young persons and marginalized groups through the enhancement of educational training and the provision of learning opportunities. Through the resources, experience, and expertise of our Edtech Center, we look forward to this important partnership with the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College as we build a sustainable program of professional development which is tailored to meeting the needs of our educators in terms of both content and flexibility. Our presentation this morning will provide the opportunity for further elaboration of this training program, which we are about to launch. I am very pleased to say that the response from our educators to date has been quite overwhelming. And it is quite possible that we will be oversubscribed for the scholarships that are currently on offer. I think you will agree with me that this is indeed a very good problem to have. Finally, we are grateful for the funding support from the government and people of the United States of America through its development agency, USAID. But we are also appreciative of the technical support and guidance provided by Mr. Rod Aurelian, the Acting General Development Director, and her team at the USAID Eastern and Southern Caribbean Mission. I did say it's a short ceremony, so with that, I would like to thank you, and I look forward to continuing to work with all partners in this room for the successful implementation of this project. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roberts. Thank you so much for trusting the college with this project as one of your partners. I think it is important to underscore some of the key things that you said this morning, preparing our young people to be digital literacy leaders in the world is important. And I love the fact that you incorporated that the young people have to be part of the learning process, collaboration, learning problem-solving skills, skills that will better able them to be prepared for the world of work. So I think these are wonderful initiatives, and it is great to hear that the program is oversubscribed. So a round of applause for that. Well done, well done. At this point in time, we would like to welcome Ms. Sarah Walter, the Interim Region Representative, USAID Eastern and Southern Caribbean Mission, with some remarks. She's coming in.
Good morning. All protocols observed. Honorable Sean Edward, Minister of Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training. Mr. Cletus Springer, Chair of the Board of Directors of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. I'm Sarah Walter, the Regional Representative for the U.S. Agency for International Development's Eastern and Southern Caribbean Mission. On behalf of the U.S. government, I'm delighted to announce the Edtech Makerspace Design and Implementation course and scholarship opportunity through the St. Lucia Connect Ed program. This USAID-funded program was created in partnership with the Ministry of Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training Ministry. And it's implemented by World Education, Inc. and the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. As we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the importance of digital literacy skills and the need for investment in the education sector, all to assist with that pivot back and forth between school-based and online learning. The St. Lucia Connect Ed activity improves the quality of instruction in St. Lucia by equipping educators with the knowledge and the skills and the requisite tools to successfully integrate technology into the teaching and learning process. The key to the Connect Ed program's success is the expansion of teacher effectiveness in integrating digital skills right into the curriculum. Consequently, we're offering up to 200 scholarships for lower secondary school educators, it's like grades 7 through 9, to enroll in this college course and upgrade their skills for the digital learning environment. Scholarship awardees will learn how to create inclusive curriculum that's aligned with online learning materials that are contextually relevant, stimulating, and adaptable for use by other teachers and students. While this aspect of Connect Ed focuses on teacher professional development, the ultimate beneficiaries of our project will be St. Lucian youth and students. They'll be exposed to new activity-based learning through enhanced pedagogical practices. This approach will improve foundational digital literacy skills for future learning and the modern workforce. In closing, I'd like to congratulate the Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training Ministry, the USAID St. Lucia Connect Ed team, Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, and most importantly of all, I want to congratulate and thank the educators for your commitment to educating St. Lucian youth. But they are truly the bright future of St. Lucia and the world. So thank you, and I look forward to visiting you in St. Lucia very soon. St. Lucia very soon.
Thank you so much, Ms. Walter. Now, the enthusiasm that I'm not feeling from you. This round of applause, this feels like, this is exciting. I think teachers in general are very enthusiastic to learn and to develop their skills. And when teachers are excited about learning, that is transmitted in the classrooms. So we really thank USAID for all of their support, yes, for supporting the teachers and the young people of St. Lucia. And we welcome you. We look forward to welcoming you here on our beautiful island. At this point in time, we welcome the chair of the board, Mr. Cletus Springer, with some remarks.
Bonjour, bonjour, good morning. It's really a pleasure to welcome you all here to this Arthur Lewis Community College for the launch of this Makerspace Design and Implementation course. It's a pity that Ms. Walter could not be with us physically, but we look forward to welcoming her back, welcoming her here at the college at the appropriate time. Welcome back, Minister. Minister Edward, welcome back, Royston, Emmanuel, hardworking, former hardworking E-Academy pioneer who laid the foundation for e-learning and teaching in our country. I'm especially pleased to welcome back a very dear friend and former SEHI colleague, Chris Roberts, after more than a decade since we last saw each other. We used to occupy the space just behind us for some very exciting years, as I recall. I'm really pleased, Chris, that your skills are still being harnessed by the international community. So, folks, it will seem that Santa Claus loves the SALCC and has brought along quite a few goodies for our college. Only 2 days ago, I took part in a ceremony marking a partnership between our college and the Department of Infrastructure, where 10 or 30 students received full scholarships and learning resources under the Renewable Energy Sector Development Project. Next week, Professor Kato Lorenzen will join us to put the finishing touches on 2 highly impactful developments, the details of which you will hear later. I don't want to preempt that. And now we are signing off on this initiative, which, as you heard, will enable 200, I don't like the term lower secondary, but let's just say educators, to upgrade their skills in the use of educational technology and to create high-impact learning tools that are relevant to our local setting. The Board of Governors could not be more pleased to associate our college with this initiative. We see this as helping to make our country's education system more resilient and more absorptive. COVID, of course, as you well know, had many negatives, but one clear positive is that it has set St. Lucia and the rest of the world firmly on a path to digital education or e-learning. And in my view, this trend is irreversible. Now, to me, e-learning means many things. It means expanded learning, in that it offers many more opportunities for those in work and study mode, as well as those whose education is interrupted by disasters, whether personal or national. To me, e-learning also means enlightened learning, in that it allows educators and students alike to draw on a wide array of e-learning tools to shorten the learning curve. And just think of the benefits of our engineering students sitting in the classroom and being placed at the site of the construction of the Golden Gate Bridge, or our nursing students being in an operating theater witnessing groundbreaking procedures in things like regenerative surgery performed by our very own Professor Kato Lorenzen. And then, of course, there's the exciting 3D learning resources that can truly make learning fun. And Minister, I know that you had the fun of experiencing Taiwan's iRide. If any of you go to Taiwan, I want to encourage you to go and take that ride. It'll blow your mind. I mean, it's one of the most impactful things that I've experienced in a little while. So congratulations, Taiwan, for that initiative. So e-learning also means learning that excites. And with these massive opportunities at the disposal of our students and teachers, the sky truly is the limit. But that is only so if our teachers and our students are alert and eager to take advantage of these opportunities. Learning is all around us. It is now more so than in my own days at school. So it's my hope that the 200 teachers who will be trained under this project will share their learning with other teachers in their respective schools. Don't wait for the course to be over for you to do that. And don't limit your learning to what you've been taught. Be innovative, seek out new techniques, and share these with us at the SALCC. And I want to encourage you as well to see your students as sources of knowledge, especially in these fields, because they have mastered that space. You should be under no delusions that you have the answers or the teaching methodologies in that space. The students can tell you and teach you a lot. I learned from my daughter. Any problem I have, I call her. Daddy, you do this and you do that. So do that, please. So I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank USAID. I want to thank Educate St. Lucia, World Education Inc., for involving the SALCC in this exciting and promising initiative. And I wish you all a good day.
Thank you so much, Chair. The Chair has highlighted that e-learning means three very important things. We look at expanded learning, enlightened learning, and exciting learning. And Chair, if you permit me to also include empowered learning, because our teachers and our students become empowered with this sort of education. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now invite Mr. Royston Emmanuel with a presentation of the St. Lucia Connect Ed SALCC e-Learning Academy overview. Mr. Emmanuel.
Good morning, everyone. Protocol having been established, I still want to say welcome to every single person in here. Our Minister of Education, the Chair of the Board, the Acting Principal and Vice Principal of South Louis Community College, of course, my colleague, Chris, our reps from the Teachers Union, and of course, our reps from the Principal Association, of St. Lucia, our external partners, our project partners. I'm just really excited, so I'm just going to talk and talk and talk. Sorry, I didn't mean that. And of course, I want to thank Nadia for hard work, Ms. Maxwell for hard work in supporting this initiative. Okay. As well as a very important former work colleague, Dane Sidney, who worked arduously on this as well. So, before I start my presentation, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. I want to add 2 more E's. I love that analogy. I'm going to steal that with your permission, Chair. All right, I'm going to add engaged learning. Extremely important, e-learning is engaged learning because students and teachers are working together, students participating at experts at times, which is so important. And the final one is enhanced learning, which is our goal, enhancing that learning context for everybody. So I want to start by just giving a brief context of what led up to this. And my presentations don't have a lot of text, just images, so forgive me if it doesn't connect to your learning style. So you could go on to the other slide, yeah. Okay, so this is where we are in St. Lucia. Our Ministry of Education has worked quite arduously to ensure that there are digital devices present within the learning institutions, okay? We don't need to expand on that. We know about the one laptop program. We know that students have been getting those devices. It's phased, but it is in action. We know that the ministry has worked on developing the school infrastructure to support technology integration. It started way back in 1999, and it's ongoing. And we know it will never be complete because infrastructure always needs rehabilitation, but the work is being done. We know that through projects like CASIP, DigiGov, etc., that there is internet bandwidth at schools. That's something that's incredible because we are one of the few islands in the Caribbean that can boast of that kind of internet penetration in schools. This is real, okay? And we know that work is happening when it comes to school leadership and teacher capacity. But this, we also know, is one of the most critical areas when it comes to the integration of technology in our learning context. You could have the tools. You can have the fanciest resources, but without teacher know-how, without the ability of teachers to integrate that within the classroom, without that understanding of pedagogy, it does not work. It's like buying a BMW and you can't drive, okay? So we have that BMW. So the point is, let's get the driver ready for that. And so this is the goal of this project. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, but within this concept of building digital resilience and improving the quality of teaching and learning in St. Lucia, we are recognizing the importance of teachers, but the project goes beyond that, because we also recognize the importance of developing and enhancing the digital literacy skills of our students. There's a lot of focus, and it's flipping all the time. At one time, we were focusing on teachers. One time, we focus on students. But we need to come to a point where both are that critical focus. Because when we tell teachers, oh, you must teach to students learning styles, expose them to the technologies they know, you must provide that supporting context for teachers to do that, whether it is their skill development, okay, the actual educational context that allows them to do this effectively. But at the same time, if the students do not have the requisite skills, then teachers are teaching people who are not ready for that kind of approach to education. And so the business of building digital resilience, etc., goes beyond teachers. Okay, it also focuses on students as well. And that is why we work so hard on developing the digital skills competency framework, which we are having a workshop next week to try to finalize. Next slide, please. So the project activities, and I guess Chris has already touched on some of this, it's about enhancing teaching and learning. It's about developing a digital literacy skills framework. It's about expanding open education resources. And I think that's very important. Jermaine and I, in 2020, conducted some research in the OECS on that rapid transition to online learning. And one of the things we found is that teachers gravitated to learning environments where content was readily available. But one of the things we did recognize too is that teachers are frustrated with the search for those resources. It takes hours to find a suitable resource. So what if teachers were engendering that ability to create their resources that were relevant, that taught the concept, that was language specific, all of these? That is empowering to teachers as well. So the concept of expanding open education resources, expanding that library, is very critical to the project. And the project and has embedded that within the teacher training. Okay? So it is inevitable that we must train educators in OER creation and use, and we must always ensure that there is some sustainable, continuous professional development for our teachers. Okay? So the concept of improving teacher capacity therefore means that whatever we do must be deep, meaningful, and relevant. Not cursory, not superficial, not on the surface. Okay? But importantly, and I know our head of the Principal Association, our teachers union reps in here, you understand too that it must rekindle and excite that passion in teachers for their practice. Because I've been teaching for 32 years and I always treat professional development as what? Another one. We need something that excites teachers and really rekindles that passion. But it must also promote lifelong learning. Teachers need to understand that this is not about a course, one course, but I am learning approaches, strategies to constantly solve problems and, develop my capabilities, etc. But importantly, that type of training must value teachers' experiences. You gotta talk at teachers. You gotta talk to teachers. So what that means is that it must be embedded in their practice. It must be something that responds to what is happening in their classrooms, and not what a textbook says, or an organization says, or a study says. Okay? And of course, for teachers, it must lead to tangible outcomes, whether it be improved performance of their students, some kind of mobility within their profession, whether it means too that they can create things that they can use and share. These are tangible outcomes, nothing theoretical. Okay? Next slide, please. So the purpose of this collaboration with South Always Community College is actually, therefore, to meet all of those, requirements by improving teacher competencies in delivery of digital education, by supporting teachers' integration of their digital skills in instruction, by improving their competencies in digital content creation and implementation, by working with the college to build a repository of content for classroom implementation, and by supporting the building of communities of practice, which is very important. I always give the scenario that I worked at a school where we were teaching the same grade and everybody was doing something different. Everybody was hiding resources. Nobody understood the importance of that community of practice, that COP, and how it can support student learning. So this training embeds that as a critical concept, and we know that through collaboration with the college, that will be done effectively. So I want you to just skip 2 slides for me, please, to the benefits. Yeah. Okay, so what's the benefits of this collaboration? First of all, by collaborating with Arthur Lewis Community College on this program, we are looking to incentivize teachers through certified teacher training. Arthur Lewis is the only indigenous tertiary education institution in St. Lucia, and I still believe we are the best, okay? I still believe we have the hardest workers when it comes to teacher training. We have done so much, and I believe that people respect and recognize the certification that this college produces. And we have so many excellent examples over the years out there, and in this room as well, okay? So, wonderful, thank you. So by providing that kind of certified training, it brings a kind of currency, respect to teacher professional development, okay? The collaboration also helps us embed the digital skills competency framework in what we do. So we're working with the college so that that instruction actually focuses on those digital skills, how they can be engendered, how they can be integrated in instruction, and how they can be enhancing our students. But the college is also working with us within that training to help to provide the spaces and the opportunities and the expert support for teachers to create content. The college also has a critical role because the college has become that lead when it comes to the evaluation mechanisms for content development. And I know Karen and Jermaine is from OECS, Karen from the ministry, they are working on projects that need those kind of mechanisms. And so those mechanisms will be coming from the foremost teacher training institution within the island. Okay? And of course, by collaborating with SALCC, we also hoping to ensure that there is sustainability, that this training can be provided ongoingly, and of course, we can build that community of practice. So, not to keep you any further, I just want to give you a sense of what the program is. But I think my time is up, okay? We're providing 3 streams of training to our teachers. The first stream, having worked quite hard with our colleagues from the college, the first stream is a certificate in technology-enabled instruction, which offers 12 recognized credits. So teachers will cover courses in technology and education, will be exposed to the Edtech Makerspace design and implementation, which is absolutely fascinating. And of course, they will have opportunities to develop skills in either graphic design and animation or audiovisual production. Okay? The second stream, teachers who simply want to create content will focus simply on that. So they will do the Edtech Makerspace design and implementation course, and they will choose between the graphic design and animation and audiovisual production. But we also have a third stream where teachers who are really just interested in creating targeted resources for teaching within their specific subject area will do a 21-hour course that covers designing learning resources and guides. And importantly, guides is very important because this covers things like manuals, lesson plans, etc. So that being said, I just want to again highlight how important that collaboration is and how effective it has been from the onset. I want to thank our partners at Arthur Lewis Community College, Ms. Nadia Maxwell, Ms. Dane Sidney. Let me thank Karen Rennie for being part of this process as well. I want to thank the lecturers at the college, Mrs. Goodman, Mr. Aristi, who have agreed to come on board to support this as well. I want to thank the administration of the college, Mr. Harris, Dr. St. Clair August, and the chair for really endorsing and supporting this. And I believe if we work together, then the sky is the limit. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Now, my background is teaching, so usually there's always, one of the things that we learn, there has to always be an evaluation process. So let's see how well you've been listening. We've mentioned quite a few E's this morning. Any one of you want to give me one of those E's that we spoke about? Engage, very good, excellent. Enhance, empower, yes. Enlighten, expand. Exciting. And bright people in the room, because I was just going to say, as one of the pioneers of the e-learning academy at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, we're going to include E for Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel was my teacher at one point in time on an online course. He was a work colleague, and now as a partner with the college. We want to thank you for continuing to support the initiatives for e-learning here at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. So thank you and your team for partnering with us. So a round of applause for that. Thank you. And yes, as you rightly stated, we have another E. We welcome with the feature address the Honorable Sean Edward. Thank you.
If a feature address is defined by time, I have remarks and not a feature address. Permit me to acknowledge the presence of some distinguished individuals in our midst this morning. I want to start off by acknowledging the presence of the Chair of the Board of Governors of the SALCC, Mr. Cletus Springer, Acting Principal of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, Dr. Merle St. Clair August, and staff of the college, Sarah Walter, representative of USAID, Christopher Roberts of World Education, Inc., representatives of the National Principals Association and the St. Lucia Teachers Union, Joanna, representing the Taiwanese Mission, Mr. Royston Emmanuel, Ms. Renee from Kamdu, staff of the Ministry of Education, must be acknowledged, of course. Other invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here at the SALCC, and it would be remiss of me to begin my remarks without wishing everybody a productive 2023. Happy New Year to one and all. The Ministry of Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training, with funding support from USAID, launched the St. Lucia Connected Initiative in September of 2021. This is one of the programs that my ministry supports in helping to narrow the digital divide in St. Lucia. This two-year project seeks to continue to build digital resilience and help improve the quality of teaching and learning in St. Lucia by equipping educators and the youth with the tools needed to become digitally literate learners and leaders in their communities. This, in turn, is expected to contribute not only to improvements in student digital literacy, but also the attainment of competencies and life skills that are considered priority skills for entry into a 21st century workforce. This project encompasses the adoption of a positive youth development approach, which places emphasis on the holistic development of young people through the building of the 5 C's of positive youth development, namely competence, confidence, connection, caring, and character. To date, the project has fulfilled a number of its mandates. 1, establishment of a consortium of multi-sectoral technical partners who will ensure that youth considerations are taken into account in program design and build relevant digital skills development pathways that lead to volunteer and internship opportunities within the private sector and communities. 2, over 75 teachers have started the training process in Makerspace during the Professional Summer Institute of 2022. We have started teacher capacity building through this training. Teachers are no longer just consumers, but creators of open education resources, or what we refer to at times as OER. The project allows teachers to develop planning skills and routine necessary to embed digital skills development within their instructional practices. Interact with customizable OER templates, which are embedded in step-by-step guidance for instruction. Practice contextualizing OERs within lower secondary curriculum. Practice on how to provide learners with hands-on opportunities to demonstrate their understanding while developing digital skills. Outline the OER resource submission and evaluation process. Curate existing and newly developed OER resources. The Ministry of Education is pleased that St. Lucia Connected is working collaboratively with the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College to provide scholarships for up to 200 secondary school teachers to upgrade their skills in the use of educational technology tools to create learning resources that are meaningful, freely accessible, adaptable, and relevant to the local context. Educators will also be exposed to the Edtech Makerspace process, in which they are able to plan, design, and implement projects that engage teachers and learners in developing open education resources while building foundational digital skills. The program will be offered through Sir Arthur Lewis Community College's e-learning academy and will run from February to July of 2023. This collaboration with the SALCC is critical to the integration of technology in education, as this initiative enhances the capacity of the island's indigenous teacher education institution to deliver quality training in digital education and content creation. It responds to our teachers' calls for targeted certified training that is connected to the context and responds to real needs in real classrooms. A resilient education system needs to have resources that can be used when core delivery models are disrupted. And because training employs an experiential approach, teachers will be creating solutions for their classrooms and develop skills that are relevant to their practice and available to students in and out of the classroom. These resources can then be easily accessed, reused, and adapted by other teachers. Through this process of coordinated standards-aligned OER creation, a growing library of resources rooted in evidence-based strategies will be developed, providing readily accessible lessons and activities that support the scaling of effective instructional practices. Overall, this component aims to, among other things, improve teacher competencies in the delivery of digital education, support teachers' integration of digital skills in instruction, improve teacher competencies in digital content creation and implementation, build a repository of OERs for classroom implementation, support communities of practice among teachers for sustainable digital content development. I urge all teachers to embrace this opportunity and make maximum use of the scholarships made available to them. The Ministry of Education supports this initiative. We have demonstrated through our programs that we have an appreciation for the incorporation of technology in education delivery. It is all well and good to spend millions of dollars procuring laptops and other digital devices, but without the requisite training of teachers in the classroom, the effectiveness of those devices can be limited, and we can never optimize the benefits in the learning environment. So on behalf of the senior management personnel of the Ministry of Education, I endorse this program, and I'm hoping that it can help in the delivery of the objectives we have outlined as it relates to the incorporation of technology in education delivery in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Minister, for those remarks, and thank you so much for adding 2 more E's to this morning. Thank you for endorsing this initiative, and thank you for underscoring the importance for embracing this initiative. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As we come to an end, I would like to take this opportunity to invite you all to the college's many Nobel laureate activities, so take a note. Under the theme, Celebrating Excellence, Nurturing Our Creativity, Consolidating Our Legacy, the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College will be hosting its first event on Thursday, the 19th of January at the Finance Administrative Center with the Sir Arthur Lewis Memorial Lecture. On the Friday, after the wreath-laying ceremony, we will have the Derek Walcott Open House Library at about 12 o'clock, and it's downstairs. Very exciting. We're hoping to have dancers, poets, lots on sale in terms of food and drink, as well as an art corner where you can come and do your own artwork and see the art of the students here at the college. We also have a laureate-to-laureate road race from downtown Castries, the Derek Walcott Square, to all the way up here at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, laureate to laureate, and that's at 6:30 in the morning on the 21st of January, Saturday morning. On the 25th of January, in the Innovation Hub, we have the student debate. The debates at the college are always fiery. I will never forget the one on Denry's segment, where actually Mr. Harris was on the panel, and it was very engaging because I was completely against it, and there were many people on the panel who were very for the Denry segment. And as we can see, it is become earth-shattering. All over the world, Denry segment has become a force to be reckoned with. So at that point in time, for once, Mr. Harris was correct. We also have the poetry event, which SALCC in collaboration with Headfunk, and that is going to be taking place at the Lefort Restaurant on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. So we do welcome one and all to the various events to commemorate the Nobel laureates. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take this opportunity to thank each one of you for your participation in this morning's launch of the St. Lucia Connect Ed activity. We thank all our partners, World Education Inc., USAID, the government of St. Lucia, and of course, the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. We thank our presenters. We thank the communications and operations team from the college and all other persons who assisted in making this morning's launch a success. Thank you to our online viewers for being with us. We hope you have been encouraged by the presentations and to enroll in this program or to share the information with potential partners. We look forward to the success of our partnership as we work towards improving the education of the young people in St. Lucia. Our first presenter, Mr. Roberts, this morning spoke about how important it was for us to launch today during this month as we commemorate the Nobel laureates. Everything comes around full circle. I would like to now invite Mrs. Elra Erme Glasgow, an esteemed economics lecturer and former member of the Junior Hiranura Voices, with a tribute to our 2 Nobel laureates, Sir Arthur Lewis and Sir Derek Walcott.
Good morning. We're here to celebrate excellence. Let's celebrate excellence. Yeah. Oh yes, we come from smallness yet still we achieve greatness. Just look at Sir Arthur Lewis, just look at Sir Derek Walcott. Oh yes, they set the example and showed us it is possible for us St. Lucians work to be deserving of the highest recognition. Sir Arthur Lewis made us proud, a pioneer was he, developing our small economy. Gave us the cure for poverty. No, it's not money, it's knowledge that will elevate this country. Oh yes, we come from smallness, yet still we achieve greatness. Just look at Sir Arthur Lewis, just look at Sir Derek Walcott. Oh yes, they set the example and showed us it is possible for us St. Lucians work to be deserving of the highest recognition. It was in the field of literature Sir Derek Walcott made his mark. He's a great creator, lover of the arts. Our rich history and our folklore, our people and our culture, inspire the works of this accomplished author. Oh yes, we come from smallness, yet still we achieve greatness. Just look at Sir Arthur Lewis, just look at Sir Derek Walcott. Oh yes, they set the example and showed us it is possible for us St. Lucians work to be deserving of the highest recognition. You can be next, even though you're from a little isle. You can be next, even though you're now just a child. You can be next, try for excellence in all you do. Yeah, next Nobel laureate could be you. You can be next, even though you're from a little isle. You can be next, even though you're now just a child. You can be next, try for excellence in all you do. Yeah, it could be you. Tam ta-dam, ta-da-da-dam. Tam ta-da-dam, ta-da-dam, tam, tam, tam ta-dam, ta-da-da-dam. Tam ta-da-dam, ta-da-dam, tam. Thank you.
And what's the underlying message there? You can be? Actually, the line is, you can be next. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We would like to invite you for some light refreshments. And thank you once again for being here. Have a wonderful day.